After 2030, from Monday the 14th to Thursday the 17th of August, Elizabeth line services will not stop at Burnham or Taplow. The rail replacement bus service will operate from Slough and Maidenhead. Please check before you travel.
Greenford. This is a Greenford railway.
Good afternoon guys, it's a sunny Tuesday afternoon and this is Capital Ring day number 4. Today I'll be walking sections 9, 10 and 11 from Greenford all the way to Highgate. It's going to be quite a long one actually because I'm covering just under 29k. So yeah, I wish I started a bit earlier, but I had stuff to do this morning. It's about 12:30 now, so by the time I'm finished it would be about 6:30, 7 p.m. so it's going to be quite a long one. The first section is about 10k actually. I think it's 10 or 9k all the way from Greenford to South Kenton. I've just done about 500 meters from the station and we are about to go and join the Grand Union Canal and then head towards Horsenden Hill. So let's go. Okay, time for a little update. Today is day 4 of the Capital Ring. It's one of the longest sections actually. In the last sort of 2 weeks I've been doing sections 1 to all the way to section 8 and today I'm starting section 9. The last couple of days have been quite interesting actually. Quite a lot of walking, quite a lot of scenery, and I'm hoping today's going to be no different. It's just going to be a beautiful walk along the canal, then up to Horsenden Hill and then all the way up to Brent and then Highgate. Yes, it's going to be a very long one though, but I am completely looking forward to it. Now, let's go join the towpath. Quite serene out here today. Not many people out, nice and quiet. One of the things I absolutely love about the Capital Ring is that it brings together quite a lot of towpaths and nature reserves and woodlands and parklands that are within London to for you to explore and enjoy. This section of the Grand Union I walked years ago actually, when I did the walk all the way from Paddington to King's Langley, so I'm quite familiar with this stretch, but it's quite nice to take a break from the busy city and yeah, walk along the canal really. So section 9 of the Capital Ring does cover a small section of the Grand Union Canal. When I say small, I'm talking about just over 1k actually. It's only quite short because on our next sort of turn we're going to come off the towpath, cross over the road and head towards, should I say, Horsenden Hill. But if you all are thinking about doing stretches of the canal, I definitely recommend you do the Grand Union and the River Lee. We're going to be joining the River Lee actually on our next walk because we're going to be walking through Hackney all the way to sort of like Limehouse Way, I believe, Beckton Way on our last section. So yeah, just thought I'd point that out. But so far the last sort of 10 minutes on the canal, the towpath, the Grand Union, has been absolutely amazing. Pretty quiet, a couple of narrowboats, a couple of joggers and cyclists and walkers, so yeah, quite peaceful actually, and the weather's getting quite warm as well, so yeah. and there's no rain predicted. Such a contrast compared to a previous walk where it sort of rained throughout the entire walk. So it's quite nice to be out and about in the sunshine with no rain. Yeah, we're about to cross over the Grand Union. Well, we're on top of it right now, and we're heading in this direction. Okay, we've just entered Horsenden Hill East, and we need to head in this direction. It is quite industrial out here actually, so I think the further we go into the forest or the woods, the quieter it's going to get. So on the way to Greenford, I did a bit of reading, a couple of pages from the Capital Ring book by Colin Saunders. Now, I thought Streatham, the section between Crystal Palace and Streatham, was the steepest one. Apparently, this is going to be the most steepest section, climbing up to Harrow on the Hill, as the name suggests. So, I'm looking forward to it because you get a great viewpoint from the top actually, but it's going to be a painful one as well. So yeah. That's that. Okay, here we go. More Capital Ring signs on the gate over there. Let's crack on with it. Beautiful view of London from up here, and we're looking towards sort of, not necessarily Wembley way, but northwest. Right, we're heading this way. We've been walking uphill for the last sort of 5 minutes. We still haven't made it to the top yet because it's sort of level ground right now, but there's still a lot of climbing involved, so I'm going to put the camera away, get on with it, and yeah, make the most out of this uphill hike, I guess. Let's go. Oh, I'm out of breath. We made it to the top of Horsenden Hill. Behind us that way is London. We're on the top. It's quite breathtaking from up here, and I feel like I deserve a 5-minute break after climbing uphill. Let's see what's actually up here. Let's go and explore. Okay, now that we reached Horsenden Hill, took a short break, had some water. It's getting a bit warm actually, so I might have to lose my top layer and then carry on walking towards Harrow on the Hill, which is actually, I know it goes downhill now, but it's going to go uphill again because, as the name suggests, Harrow on the Hill. Park rangers, I believe, maintaining the park. Just walking down the hill, admiring the nature and the woods and thinking, not too sure where I am actually, and just found this information board actually. It's always nice to read the information provided. We're currently in Horsenden's ancient wood, and there's amazing trees and wildlife and nature in here. I would love to stay here and explore, but I still got a good 25.5k to go, so I need to crack on with it, so let's go. So I almost took my first wrong turn because I was following the signs that was actually on the Capital Ring boards, and there was a sharp left-hander. The only reason that I didn't take that wrong turn is because I was looking at my GPS commute to see if I'm actually following the path I planned. So yeah, just trying to point out that if you're ever doing hikes around London or anywhere in the world, commute is your best friend. You plan your hike you plan your routes, you can download GPX files and sort of, you know, use other people's walks and stuff, and it sort of keeps you on track really, because sometimes when you're doing a long walk like this, every wrong turn adds up, and the next thing you know, you're not doing 28k, you're doing 30k. So you've got to be quite mindful of your time and how much distance you're covering as well. So yeah, Komoot, more details you'll probably find in the description below. I've been using Komoot for years now, and I've sort of planned and tracked all my hikes using Komoot. The only issue with the longer hikes are it drains your phone's battery, so be mindful of that. Most people, what they do is they plan their route on Komoot and synchronize it with their sports watch or something like that, like a Garmin, and then track it through there. So yeah, just a good way to keep a track of your hikes and walks and even bike rides, I guess. Yeah, so that's that. Let's crack on with this walk. Okay, we're back on flat surface now, so we're leaving Horsenden Hill and heading towards Sudbury Hill, and then Harrow on the hill afterwards. Alright, we are walking up a residential street towards Sudbury. It's on an incline as well. It's manageable, but yeah, this is the next stretch. We are walking parallel to the train tracks. Train tracks is all behind that fence and those bushes. I don't hear a train coming. We are literally around the corner from Sudbury Hill train station. I just walked past Sudbury Hill and Sudbury Hill Harrow stations. They're very close, very similar to a Catford Bridge situation going on there. We're walking in a residential area for a little bit. Now we've sort of come off that into a little woodland area. It seems calming and relaxing. There are plenty of capital ring signs as well, so I know I'm heading in the right direction. And it's uphill as well, so slightly running out of breath. I feel like as soon as I complete section 9 at South Kenton, I'm going to take a well-deserved lunch break and then start section 10. Okay, we've finally reached Harrow on the hill. The last 500 meters were quite painful because it was quite a steep gradient, but we're here now and it's sort of downhill from now, so yeah, we should be all right. Okay, walking past like the really lovely posh part of Harrow. Lovely private residences. There's a private school, I think, Harrow School, must be a famous school, and it's all downhill now, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, you don't feel like you're in London actually, it feels like you're in a countryside somewhere, but yeah, we need to carry on. It is absolutely quiet here. I don't even have to raise my voice. There's a football training playground over there, and yeah, just really serene. And we're on our last stretch towards South Kenton now, so literally walking past these football fields through a little pathway that's coming up. Yeah, so far section 9 has been incredibly scenic and wonderful. Very hilly, but it is what it is, but incredibly wonderful and relaxing actually. So yeah, let's get on with it. Probably one of the nicest parts I've ever walked in. There's plenty of capital ring signage coming up. Football fields over there, and we're heading in this direction. For a second I thought I was about to walk through a golf club again, because golf clubs seem to be a recurring theme in Capital Ring and London Loop walks, but this is just a road, dirt road. I'm walking between a rugby playground over there and a football playground over there. Again, very nice, very relaxing, very quiet. I guess this is a good way to start the day, because I know for a fact the next section, when I'm walking between South Kenton and Hendon, it's going to be a busy one actually. So yeah, make the most out of the calmness while it lasts really. And the weather's been beautiful. Like, it was sunny earlier, it still is, but there's a nice cold breeze, so that's very relaxing. Once again, there's a Capital Ring sign behind us. We're coming off this gravel path and walking into this lovely sort of woodland path actually. So yeah, it's lovely. It's quite fragrant in a sense where there's loads of wildflowers, and yeah, it just smells amazing actually. For once, it doesn't smell like horse poo or wee when you are walking along a nice path. Wildflowers everywhere. Such a beautiful path. Okay, we've just come off that gravel path and took a sharp left into a lovely woodland path with plenty of wildflowers. It's actually quite a nice route. It smells amazing. Yeah, just a very pleasant way to walk around London really. I feel like this has been one of the most serene and also pleasant sections to walk in the Capital Ring. So section 9, you've done wonders so far. So I feel like this is a great time for me to summarize section 9. Section 9 from Greenford to South Kenton. Well, I haven't reached South Kenton yet, but so far it's been beautiful. The highlight was obviously Horsenden Park, Horsenden Hill, and obviously the landscape and the architecture at Harrow-on-the-Hill. Yeah, just been a very beautiful section. I can't complain at all actually. So far, one of my favourite sections in the entire Capital Ring. Okay, we need to cross over this busy road. There is a crossing over there. Should be pretty straightforward. Yeah, crossed over that main road. Took a while to cross over because no one was actually stopping to give away to people. Yeah, it's an odd one actually, but we're on the other side, walking through another woody area, I guess. Woodlandy path. It's a bit overgrown, so yeah, not the nicest path in the world, but it is what it is. I've walked on worse spots before, so I can't really complain. So, from the looks of it, this road runs parallel to some sort of industrial area or a hospital, I think, because there's loads of ambulances parked on the other side. Pretty boring, but it gets us to where we need to go to, so I'm not complaining at all. Yeah, I think I've done about 8k so far, almost at the end. I know this section's about 8.9k till we reach from Greenford to South Kenton, so yeah, we're almost there. This entire path is full of blackberries actually, because earlier I saw people foraging blackberries near Horsenden Hill. Here, this path is quite remote, so I don't think anyone's actually going to come in here to forage those blackberries, but literally both sides of the path is covered in blackberry bushes with a bit of thorns, so I've got to be careful as well. Alright, we've emerged out of the bushes into a open field sort of park area. Yeah, that little pathway along the little bush was not the nicest. Oh, there's trains running behind us. You can probably hear it. Yeah, that tells us we're not far from South Kenton. Okay guys, we've just walked past South Kenton. That means we've finished section 9 and started section 10 of our capital ring. Currently I'm walking through Preston Park. I'm going to take a little break here, get some water and then carry on. We've just walked past Preston Park station, had a pretty good lunch break, and we're walking through like urban environments right now, walking through a residential area till we get to the other side. Yeah, it's been pretty straightforward so far, no complaints. Fairly quiet, every now and then crossing over or under a railway bridge. So yeah, it's been a calm one. You can probably hear the trains in the background as well. Okay, we've left the residential area behind and walked into a park. It doesn't really say what this park is called yet, so I need to do some research really quickly. It sort of runs along parallel to the train tracks, and let's see where it takes us. Okay, we came out the woodland area to this very open green space. It looks rather amazing actually. The background looks like the Microsoft XP wallpaper, weirdly enough. But yeah, gorgeous place. We need to cut through here to get to the other side, so let's go. Walking through this huge open field actually. This reminds me of walking through Richmond Park, but also the Farthing Downs when I did the London Loop. Yeah, it's just nice to walk through the middle of a big open space. It just makes you realise there's so much more to explore. What a beautiful open space. And a great spot to have a break as well actually. We're sort of halfway through the entire walk actually. I think I've done about 14k so far, and I've got another 14 and a bit to go. I might be wrong. I know it said I've done more than 50%, so it is what it is. This is why I love commutes, so I can track all my hikes and walks. Yeah, section 10. You've been alright, you've been quiet. So starting off at Kenton, South Kenton, it was a bit sort of, you know, residential areas, cutting through some back roads, people's houses and gardens sort of thing, until we got to this open space. Preston Park was nice, and we're going to go through these woods in a minute and head towards some sort of lake, I think. So yeah, that's the plan. Let's go. We are going uphill again, but the good thing about forests and woodlands are you get a break from the heat and the sun, so it's quite nice actually. All right, onwards. Okay, we've come to this swampy looking area. I thought it was a pond, but it's more of a swamp. I think it's called the Barn Hill Pond. More like a swamp to me, but it's actually quite nice. Just over there. Yeah. It's a bit surprising because normally you would find sort of ponds and lakes at the bottom of the hill. That was actually at the top of the hill actually. Now we're walking all the way heading down, like literally downhill. I think there aren't any more hills after this because we're heading towards Brent Way, following the River Brent shortly. But other than that, it's been a very wonderful walk so far. I ran into a few nice people, dogs. It is what it is really. Yeah, I think because it's such a long distance, 28.8k today, having the surroundings being quite relaxing is actually quite nice, because when I did the last long one, it was like through a woodland, through a park, through the residential area, whereas this has been mostly nice woodland areas, and every now and then obviously you have to walk through roads to get to other places. So fingers crossed the next section is pretty straightforward. I know for a fact that the one from Hendon to Highgate is pretty straightforward actually, but this should be good, so let's go. We've come out of the woodland to this gorgeous open space. So relaxing today, and we're heading in that direction where we need to cross over a road and into some sort of country park. So yeah, let's go. Okay, looks like we were walking on one side of the Friend Country Park. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, Friend Country Park, and we crossed over the road and we're heading towards the other side now. Looks quite peaceful and open, so yeah, let's make the most out of it. Yet another beautiful open space. This is just an observation. Now, every time you had to walk through an open space, this is both in the Capital Ring and London Loop, it normally suggests you to sort of walk around and not straight down the middle, except Richmond Park. I think this is because when you're walking around the edges of a park or an open space, you get to sort of see more of what's around you instead of walking down the middle. You don't always get to see what's actually out there. It's a strange one really, but it is what it is. It just makes the walks a tad longer, but I guess you get to see some scenery. Huh? Section 10 is meant to be a shorter section today. When I say short, it's 8.8k, whereas the other two are just over 10k, so a relatively short section. We just sort of started it. We've got plenty of distance to cover. We're sort of walking towards the Brent Reservoir right now, and that's when it's going to get a bit more exciting. We're going to follow the River Brent towards Hendon, where we're going to Hendon Park actually, where we will finish section 10, and we'll be starting section 11 all the way to Highgate Woods. It's going to be a long day. We are on top of another hill again. Godford's viewpoint, am I reading it correctly? Let's have another look. Yeah, it's a viewpoint actually on the app. I can't quite read it. Godford's Hill viewpoint actually. You can see most of West and North London from here actually, or Northwest London from here. And you get the Wembley Arch over there in the background there. What a lovely spot actually. Probably the highest Capital Ring sign anywhere in London. But yeah, lovely viewpoint. I'm going to take a 5-minute breather here, get some water, stretch, and then we are heading downhill that way. All right. Okay, we're leaving the lovely green area and then walking into a road. We're gonna have to walk through this, you know, suburban bit for a little bit till we get to the next green open space. There we go. Friend Country Park. Walking through some really quiet roads actually. I'm heading towards the main road now, but the last sort of 500 meters have been just awfully quiet, which is quite nice really, just taking a break from the loud main roads and then quietly skipping through different roads, I guess. Okay, I'm waffling now. Yeah, let's get on with it. All right, walk past this gorgeous church yard behind me actually, with a really lovely old church building. Can't quite see it clearly on the camera though, but I've taken some really nice photos of them, so do check them out on my Komoot page. I was quickly looking at my Komoot map, and just when I thought it was all downhill from now, it's actually uphill all the way to Highgate. I knew the Highgate part was uphill because, well, I know Highgate quite well, but it is literally 2-3% gradients all the way up to the end of today's hike. So yeah, by the end of it, I'm going to be absolutely shattered. I just saw a sign for Wembley Sailing Club. That means two things. We are getting close to the Brent Reservoir, because I know they sail and they do water activities in the reservoir. That means I can actually take a nice short break by the water, relax for a bit, and then yeah, gain some energy back, have a water break, and then I can get on the last stretch of the walk. So far it's been really good. It's been quite tiring actually, but literally no complaints at all. Haven't got lost yet, didn't run into any characters. Yeah, been pretty peaceful so far. Let's hope it stays like that for the rest of the walk. We are in the vicinity of the Brent Reservoir. I actually need to stop and quickly have a look at my GPS to make sure I am heading in the right direction. We're at a place called the Old Harp, the Old Welsh Harp. I know that sounds like a harp from Wales, but let's find out what that means actually. The reservoir and the canal system, okay, it's called the Welsh Harp. Apparently there was a pub, a coaching inn with the same name, the Welsh Harp Inn, and this was named after that. And there's some information over here as well. Quite nice actually. Alright, let's resort to commute to see which way I need to go. Alright, you've got the Brent Reservoir. Such a lovely park to walk in actually. Took a 10-minute break here, now we're heading off. We're going to take a slight detour and head towards the reservoir to see how close we can get actually. It's my first time here. Surprisingly enough, I wasn't too far from here yesterday. I was in Brent Cross Shopping Centre. Didn't realise how close this is. Oh, wow, very peaceful. I guess just standing by the water is quite relaxing, but I've got no time to waste today. Still got a large amount of distance to cover, and I still got a whole nother section to do as well after this. So we're going to crack on. The weather's been gorgeous so far, but it's become a bit patchy now, so that's probably because of some clouds above us and they're sort of moving quite fast. But there is no rain expected today, and the sun sets not till about 8:30, so we've got plenty of time and plenty of daylight. Look at this, what a beautiful sight. There's some like yellow wildflowers over there. Yeah, Brent Reservoir. Definitely coming back here again another time to properly explore the entire reservoir, because I'm only cutting through it today. Yeah, so far so good. Section 10, cannot complain. There's a lot of wildlife, swans and geese and ducks. I thought let's have another closer look at the reservoir before we head out. I mean, I don't want to get too close because I don't want to disturb them in their natural habitat, but here they are, doing their thing. I guess there are no cows or sheep or horses today. It's mostly two-legged creatures like geese and swan and ducks. There's also a sailing club here, as I said before, so I can see a sailboat in the background over there. Hopefully they don't capsize, because it looks like they're going to go off actually, but hey, it is what it is. Might take another 5 minutes here and relax. So for the next stretch, we're just literally going to walk along the edge of Brent Reservoir till we reach the end, and then we're going to cross over and head towards Hendon, and then finally Hendon Park, where we're going to finish section 10. I guess one last look at the reservoir before we leave this place. There's a whole nother side to Brent Reservoir, didn't even know about it. And we are walking along the bridge now. Okay, we've crossed over the M1 about 5 minutes ago. I just carried on walking, so I actually forgot to record a little thing. Yeah, we're walking uphill towards Hendon, and in front of us is a dual carriageway which we need to traverse before we can get to the other side. So, and it's pretty much uphill, so my speed sort of dropped down to about 4.5k an hour instead of 5, so we're not doing too bad. We just need to crack on with it. This is pretty straightforward actually. You come up to the dual carriageway, there's a lovely subway that you can cross underneath. Yep, let's go. Quite echoey. And it smells like wee. Never a nice thing, is it? And we made it to the other side. Alright, we are on the final stretch heading towards Hendon Park. I think the park's about a good 200 meters away at the bottom of this road. So when I get there, we'll do a quick summary of section 10. Okay, just before we get to the park, we're going to cross over some railway tracks, and there's a bridge out there, so let's go. I've done a few bridges today. They've mostly been underpasses, but not an actual proper bridge. So yes, and I can hear a train coming through as well. Oh, and another one. My timing was absolutely perfect today. That was beautiful actually. So yeah, as I was saying, my timing was actually perfect. As I was crossing over the bridge, the trains turned up literally parallel both sides. It was beautiful actually. So yeah, we've reached Hendon Park. Now that means I've just completed section 10 of the Capital Ring. It's been a pretty straightforward section, similar to section 9. Really quiet, green spaces, woodlands, towpaths, all sorts of lovely sections actually. Now, took a short break and we're going to start section 11 from Hendon Park all the way to Highgate. So let's go. Okay, section 11. This is meant to be 9k, so I should be able to complete it within 2 hours time. The first part of the section sort of runs parallel to the North Circular for a little bit, then it all goes all over the place actually. So let's see what section 11 has for us. Okay, we are leaving Hendon Park and heading that way through another residential road. So we need to go down here, and I completely missed that part actually. Oh, what do we have here? Almost took a wrong turn and walked down the road further than I need to. Came across this very strange, some sort of weird mill looking place. There's another one on the other side. Not too sure what this is, so I need to do a bit of research, and I'm going to put it over there so you know what it is actually. Yeah. And actually, don't know, it's a bit dodgy. It's rubbish everywhere. Looks like people have been misusing this, like most places where it's tucked away by rivers, I guess. Very similar vibes to Pimsbrook, where the edge of the Pimsbrook is damaged by people misusing it. Well, that's the River Brent, and we're walking and following it along for a bit longer. Let's go. This path is incredibly similar to the one I walked along when the River Brent split from the Grand Union. A bit dodgy though, some characters about, so just be careful. Beautiful large trees in this little area. We are walking alongside a busy road, so you can hear the traffic there. So quickly resorted to my GPS to see where I was, and I am in Brent Park. I'm walking alongside the River Brent, and apparently it becomes the Dollis Brook, or should I say the Dollis Brook joins the River Brent, and sort of, you know, they all sort of flow together. And there's a fallen tree, our first big obstacle today, so we're just going to walk over it because it's not very big. Yeah. Oh, sun's coming out again. We've just joined the Dollis Valley Green Walk, yes. We're going to just cross the North Circular by going underneath the tunnel, and then we're just going to sort of follow it along till we get to Henley's Corner, and yeah, then head towards East Finchley. So yeah, the last sort of 6k of the walk should be pretty decent actually. Let's go. Walking through that underpass was quite creepy, some weird eerie feeling actually, and it didn't smell too nice. So we're on the other side now. We crossed the North Circular, and there's the Capital Ring sign to say we're heading in the right direction. It's been an adventurous day today, I can say that for sure. That's the North Circular, and we're going down this lovely path. We've come up to the busy North Circular, Henley Corner, I believe. Jesus, this is madness. The North Circular looked a bit chaotic actually, because it's a huge junction, there's a dual carriageway, buses, people, cars, cyclists, and I'm trying to cross over. So yeah, that was that. So we've rejoined the path again. There's the brook running alongside us. Probably the sketchiest section that I've walked so far. I only say that because there's a few characters sitting along the river, so it is what it is. But yeah, just need to get on with it really. And here we got the Mutton Brook. Okay, we got about 5.5k left until I finish this hike and the whole day of walking. So far, I think I got about 1.5k left of this section until I reach East Finchley. Then it's through Highgate Wood, Queen's Wood, and Cherry Tree Wood, I think. Those three woods that cuts through to Highgate Station. That's a very familiar route to me because I've walked it several times. It should be pretty straightforward, the last stretch. Yeah, I'm just sort of pushing myself towards East Finchley. When I get there, the rest should be pretty straightforward, so let's go. This is such a good discovery actually. I say that because I don't live too far from here. I'm like half an hour away from here. If I had to drive on the train, a bit longer actually. But this is the areas I would normally sort of travel by, because there's the North Circular over there, which I go past pretty much every once a week. So to discover that you're 10 minutes away from the North Circular, and there's this beautiful little area that you can relax in with gorgeous gardens. Yeah, Capital Ring, you've done well for yourself. Let's get on with it. We just walked into Littleton's playing fields actually. Did not even know this existed. This sort of runs behind, just alongside the river. The river's over there somewhere. We're going to take this, follow this along. We're going to come out of the park into some roads, and that will lead us to East Finchley. And I'm looking forward to crossing East Finchley station, because I think you have to go through the train tracks or over the train tracks to get to the other side. So that's going to be definitely a highlight. Let's go. Sun is shining. I'm very surprised about the weather today though. Even though it was a bit cloudy and grey, we got sunshine again. Last couple of 100 meters till we reach East Finchley. This last stretch to East Finchley is all going to be on main roads. We have to cross over a big road as well. After that, it is through the woodlands. We're going to go through Cherry Tree Woods, followed by Highgate Wood, and then Queenswood, and we'll finally end our walk right outside Highgate Station, and then go for a cheeky drink afterwards. Why not? We've safely made it to the other side. That was a bit tricky actually, because there weren't that many capital ring signs posted on the road until you cross the road. So, but yeah, luckily I was looking at my phone, so I knew exactly where to go. Oh, the sun's getting really warm now. Wow, it's almost 6:30 I think. We just made it to East Finchley Station. We've just walked past East Finchley Station and entered Cherry Tree Wood. I didn't really want to film at the station because it was quite busy, rush hour, people are coming home. I didn't want to be in the way, and yeah, I just didn't want to get in the way of people, I guess. So that's that. Yeah, Cherry Tree Wood is pretty straightforward. It's a straight walk across the wood to Highgate Wood. So last stretch guys, last stretch, and it's been a long day, so trust me, I'm knackered. I'm looking forward to ending at Highgate and grabbing a decent pint, because I know there's a few nice pubs in Highgate that I can go to, that I usually go to. So yeah, looking forward to finishing the hike. And there's a train right behind us over there. That is the Northern Line. Okay, we've left Cherry Tree Woods, and we had to come out of the woods, walk up this road, and then we are walking up this slight hill. And this will take us straight to Highgate Wood. Surprisingly enough, I haven't been to Highgate Wood in such a long time actually. Usually every couple of months I go there for a walk. There's a lovely pastry shop in Muswell Hill called Dunn's. I'll stop there with my friend, pick up a pastry and coffee. We usually walk, do a loop of Highgate Wood, and then end up at the Woodsman, which is the lovely pub around the corner from Highgate station. I might just go there today actually. I don't think I'm going to do pastry today because it's a bit too late, but definitely a drink. Here we go. This is painful. All of a sudden it might just feel like it's gone really dark, because it has. Plus we're in the woods and there's full coverage, so you do lose most of the sunshine when you're walking through Highgate Woods. But it's absolutely gorgeous and it's quiet. Highgate Wood is a gorgeous location. It's I mean, I used to come here as a kid, so I'm quite familiar with this. Yeah, if you've never been to Highgate Wood, you need to make an effort to get to Highgate. It's sort of between Highgate and Muswell Hill, and you can walk from East Finchley as well. So yeah, it's quite accessible, but yeah, definitely. We have a bit more daylight, and we're back into the canopy. We're just going to take a few seconds and admire Highgate Wood. Okay, we are just leaving Highgate Woods and we're going to cross over the road and then enter Queenswood. I know it's only a short walk through Highgate Wood though, but this is definitely something you do by itself if you want to explore Highgate. But yeah, we are heading slightly downwards now because it sort of dips when we get to Queen's Wood actually. Here we are. Squeeze through this. The roads are quite empty, so we might as well cross the road. And as the sign says, welcome to Queenswood Local Nature Reserve. So Queen's Wood is actually not as big as Highgate Wood in comparison, but still gorgeous. You could happily spend hours here exploring. The last stretch always has to be uphill, isn't it? So I'm struggling, but we're getting there. I think we've got 1k left. Last 1k. I guess now is the time for me to do a quick recap and summary of today really. I've sat on a massive log because, well, it works as a bench. Yeah, started the day at 11 this morning, in fact 10:30, got the train at 11, got to Greenford, got the Greenford to West Ealing train, the shuttle service, a bit later than I thought I would. Started the hike about 12:30 at Greenford, and here we are, all the way in Queenswood. Literally 750 meters left till we finish at Highgate. All three sections have been gorgeous, like it's been beautiful. Section 9 from Greenford to Hendon Park, that was really good. Then from Hendon Park to I've got it mixed up actually. No, South Kenton, that was really good. Then South Kenton to Hendon Park, that is section 10. Again, pretty beautiful. And then now we are in section 11 from Hendon Park to Highgate. The only little thing is the really dodgy area along the North Circular with a few interesting characters. Other than that, it's just been an absolutely gorgeous walk. So yeah, I'm loving it. Literally less than half an hour to go. Let's go. Our last uphill push to get to Highgate. So, gonna have to climb up this very steep incline. The Capital Ring has the tendency to take you through all the nooks and crannies, I guess. Right, last push. Finally made it to Highgate Station. Okay guys, Capital Ring day 4 is finally over. Just completed section 11. Highgate Station's just behind me over there. Right. And yeah, I'm knackered. I've got a beer. Cheers everyone. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.